Here we have a customer's Fiat Scudo van in for service inspection, and we're going to show you how to dismantle the rear drum mechanism on the back to check the shoes, check there's no fluid leaks, make sure the braking material is not worn out and needs replacing, and general check and inspection, clean out the dust from within there and put it back together, all being well. Okay, so first of all we'll start by removing this pin which is retaining the drum onto the hub, and we'll do that with the air tools. Now sometimes the drum can be stuck, sometimes it can be quite easy to remove. Normally it requires a little bit of assistance if it's tight. Okay, so there we go. And checking now the shoes. Yep, inspection's good. There's lots of brake material left on those, several millimetres worth. There's no rivets on these shoes, so they can run quite low as well. And the wheel cylinders also very good. There's no obvious fluid leaks there. We'll check to make sure it's not seized up. Then we'll check the adjusters also not seized up and the handbrake mechanism. And we'll wash this all down with brake cleaner to capture the dust so that doesn't become a cloud. And we'll dispose of that in the correct manner with the removal procedure using the drain trays, etc. This product captures the dust, encapsulates it, stops it becoming a problem, which means I'm not wearing a mask because I'm not breathing it in because there is no dust anymore. Also allows us to check and double check to see if there's any more potential fluid leaks from the boots once this has dried off, which it dries very quickly. Then we will deglaze the shoes, deglaze the brake drum, and then begin the reassembly process. And just checking that the shoes move freely, they're not seized into the guides or the pins, and also making sure that the wheel cylinders are moving as well, so we haven't got either of the pistons or both of the pistons potentially seized, causing very poor or limited brake effort. Shoes are all seated correctly, they're in the guides, they're in the slides, and the retainer pins are all still intact, so that's good. Handbrake lever's not seized up, that's also good. So really the setup's pretty good, just needs a clean and a put back together. Alright, to deglaze we'll use a medium to coarse grip sandpaper. We'll just take the shine off the surface where they're glazed up on the shoes. We'll do the same to the inside of the brake drum. There's no wear lip inside this brake drum as well, which can be seen. If it's apparent, it will stand out. This one is good, so we'll just give that a wash, deglaze and put back together. Very important you don't clean these out using compressed air, because you'll end up creating a dust cloud which will be very harmful to breathe in, hence why we use the correct liquid to wash them out. although asbestos generally isn't used anymore in brake lines and hasn't been for some years, if you're working on a classic car or a vintage car, potentially that could be asbestos, in which case that would need to be dealt with in a separate manner, very careful with asbestos products. But we know obviously this product, this is a 2007 vehicle, so there's no way these linings would be asbestos. We also know that with the correct product, the correct cleaning solution, we're not creating that dust cloud, but definitely stay away from compressed air. Okay, so that's one deglazed brake drum. It's clean, it's washed, it's dust free, shoes are ready to go. So we'll just give it a little bit of grease on the mating face, a high temp grease, and we'll pop that back on. The copper-based grease, which is used for brake assemblies and other high temp situations. You don't need much, it's literally just a case of preventing the drum from rusting onto the hull for future inspection, making it much easier, and just general maintenance. Okay, so we'll line up the retainer pin hole, which is here, and gently nestle it back onto the shoes, which is normally quite a snug fit. Getting them to align, quite a little jiggling, and there we go. Okay. Now this one doesn't really need much adjustment because it's almost at the point of contact anyway. If it needed adjustment, we would tweak the auto adjuster because they're not infallible, they keep up with the adjustment, but on the older brake systems you used to have a manual adjuster, you used to have to keep adjusting them on a regular basis. These prevent a lot of that, but at service points it does give us the opportunity to tweak it if it need be. But this one is good, so we're good to go with that. So pop in the retainer pin, just make sure everything lines up. Again, a little bit of grease on there just to stop it seizing up. Doesn't need to be too tight, it's just nipped. Okay. And tap the hammer will just centralise the shoes. I was using either a copper or a hide side to the mallet. We don't want to crack the cast brake drums or anything like that, so it doesn't need too much brute force. And make sure it runs free. You should just hear a slight rub at the point of touch on the shoe, which is exactly what we've got. Very minimal bind. And that's it. It's ready now to put the wheel back on.